Good morning. On this episode, we're going to be talking to Daniel Tobler of JD Factors. He's a specialist in what's called factoring. But first, we'd like to hear a little bit about Daniel and kind of give us a little background of what you do and how you do it.
Perfect. I appreciate it, Chris. Thanks for the opportunity to visit here today. Yeah, I've been with JD Factors for 12 years. We've been in business for 35 years. And really, we specialize in helping businesses with their cash flow, helping them to have the necessary funds to operate, to grow their business, to be a partner, a true partner, and helping them in a variety of different ways to help them reach their dreams and to be successful. I've had my own business before. I've recognized the challenges of cash flow, and so it's a perfect marriage, if you will, of my experience and also wanting to help businesses.
That's awesome. I know that cash flow seems to be one of the biggest reasons why a lot of businesses fail. So having options for, you know, doing things outside the bank kind of
Yeah.
is nice. But a lot of times, we're kind of learning that people don't know that there are options outside the bank. So kind of go through what is factoring and how does it apply to small business development?
Yeah, great question, Chris. So, factoring in its simplest explanation is the sale of invoices or the sale of your accounts receivables for immediate cash. Oftentimes, you may have a great product, you may have a great service, you complete your service, but now you're really at the mercy of your customer who may take 30 days, 45, 60 days, and you really are just waiting for them to pay. And that may create a cash flow gap, if you will. Factoring is a tool where you can be now have predictable cash flow. You complete your service, you deliver your product, and you receive funding on your invoices within 24 to 48 hours. That's key because you may need material, you need payroll, cover the cost of repairs, whatever the cash circumstances dictate, you can utilize our service to have that immediate cash flow and not be at the mercy of your customers. So it truly is a very viable option for a lot of small businesses, particularly if maybe you've already received bank financing and you're capped there, or you're not yet bankable, or even no longer bankable. We're an excellent option there.
Awesome. Now, when you say bankable, how does a business know uh, what option is best for them? Would they know that they're, quote, bankable?
Yeah. So, a bank's going to be looking at all kinds of financial statements, things of that nature, which you may be too young of a business, or you may have some sort of a hardship that's hit you that because of that has made it so banks aren't necessarily wanting to aid or assist in that particular situation. With factoring, what we're looking at is oftentimes the strength of your customers, the strength of the product or service, kind of bringing it down to a simple fashion. And so our ability to move rather quickly to help with funding and to be able to escalate that funding as you grow, because it's literally 24, 48, 72 hours where we can do a significant increase to your line of credit. So it's certainly a lot easier to move and oftentimes much more flexible.
Okay. So, how is this different than like a line of credit or something from a bank?
Great question. Also, so a line of credit with a bank is typically something where you're taking on debt, you're borrowing money. You may utilize those funds in a variety of different ways, and perhaps at times misuse those funds. And there's no redo. There's
Yeah.
no changing that. With factoring, you truly have your invoice, and you simply sell that invoice to us, and you're getting immediate cash flow on that invoice. So it is a very specific transaction that just happens on a one-on-one basis. So as your need grows, your usage of the program grows. If you're in times where you aren't really needing it, you have the flexibility to pick and choose which customers you want to factor. So your balance sheet is not taking on debt through factoring, whereas borrowing money from a bank, you're taking on debt. So some subtleties, and at times a bank line is the best scenario, but then at plenty of other times it maybe not the greatest scenario.
So what I hear you saying is it's really flexible depending on um, kind of the cash flow of your business and how you're wanting to offset or maybe even grow with a certain client base that would necessitate more upfront. support.
Exactly. You may have a wide variety of different customers and different payment terms. If you have a customer that will pay you every Friday, well, you don't need to factor those invoices. It's predictable, it's easy to obtain. But you may want to take on a large client or a large customer. And in order to do business with that customer, you have to accept payment terms that are going to be crunching on you. Net
Right.
30, net 60, net 75. That can be hard to wait that out as a small or a growing business, particularly if your terms may be net 30, but you may not actually get the funds to 50 days. So that unpredictability can make it very difficult to handle the day-to-day challenges of a business. Well, factoring is the perfect scenario. We fund right away and then we wait for your customers having the ability to do so. So it's a great option.
I came from a media background, so we used to buy advertising for our clients, and many times we would have to pay for the advertising way before our clients would actually pay us because they were waiting for co-op dollars or for this dollar or for that dollar. So it would get really scary around, end of the month paydays and things like that.
Sure.
So I could see where this would be really beneficial to know. Now, if somebody wanted to find out if your services or if your options are good for them, how would they go about doing that?
Yeah. I've had my own business before, and I always like the approach of being able to sit down and talk to somebody and really learn understand what the picture is. And so the simplest way is to shoot me an email, dtobler at jdfactors.com. We can simply set up a call, set up a face-to-face. I'm right here in East Tennessee, so that's easy to do. Or you can just call me, text me, 865 300 7844. That's the way I love to just do it, just to sit down with people, learn their business, learn their pain point, learn what challenges are there, and hopefully be able to share some of my experience and wisdom and tailor a program to fit their needs.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I know that you're part of our micro community of business to business professionals that serve the East Tennessee business community. And we're always talking about these new things that are client bases that you kind of service. So I could see us doing these a lot more and having other episodes where we talk more about specific industries and how that solution may work for them. So
That would be great. Yeah, I would love that.
yeah, well, it's been great, Daniel. I always look forward to talking with you. I learn something every time. So we'll look forward to doing our next one. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thanks, Chris. Have a great one.
You too. All right. Bye
Thanks.
bye.
Bye.